Match number 5 would see our main event, and a grudge match I've been waiting to see, to determine the number 1 contender for the World War Wrestling Heavyweight title. We would see Kurt Atlas taking on the returning CJ Rawlings. 2 Essex Rescue favourites going at it in the ring in a grudge match. 2 brutes, powerhouses going at it. What more could I want? It was an absolutely brutal start to this one, as both would trade haymakers, they'd trade chops. Rawlings would hit the shoulder tackle and a lariat, which would send both men to the outside, and they would just brutally trade on the outside until Atlas would send Rawlings into the ring post. Then, as Rawlings was on the ground, Atlas would steal a seat from a fan and then sit over Rawlings. Then Rawlings would respond with a super kick on Atlas, seat him down, and then hit a running drop kick. This was absolutely brutal at this point. The two men would just absolutely brutalise each other. Atlas hitting a huge lariat and then a corner splash, followed by a standing senton for a 2 count. Then he would hit a vile chop after catching Rawlings from the top. Rawlings would respond with some chops of his own, but would be sent outside. Then Atlas would slam him onto the apron before rolling back inside for a 2 count. At this point, they would trade chops. Oh! Atlas would miss a splash from the second turnbuckle. Then Rawlings would hit a second turnbuckle drop kick, and then a pop-up powerbomb, and then turn it into a Boston Crab, followed by a crippler crossface. He was determined to win this one. He then hit a moonsault for a 2 count before proceeding to beat down. Atlas would, at this point, get back into the match, hitting a pop-up powerbomb of his own, followed by a sit-out powerbomb for a 2 count. Rawlings would hit a spear for a 2 count. These two would fight on the apron. Eventually, Atlas would hit a spiked pile driver, followed by a splash from the corner to pick up the pinfall victory. Wow, what a main event this was. What an epic encounter. What a grudge match between these 2 individuals, with Atlas now the number 1 contender for the heavyweight title. Love seeing the returning Rawlings. You know, he's just a phenomenal athlete. He really is. Love seeing the fact that he's back in the ring. That pleases me so much. I've missed seeing him in action. He's just a very phenomenal talent, and the fans absolutely love him. Can't wait to see him in action again. Atlas, he came away victorious in this one in a very tough match against a very tough individual. He's a brute powerhouse, but he's one to be reckoned with. He's a very scary individual on any given day, and he certainly is a phenomenal athlete as well. He's not just brute power, you know, he can go in that ring, definitely go with the best of them. As per normal, if you ever get a chance to see either of these 2 individuals live in action, thoroughly recommend you do so for yourselves.